The first card, sorry about that. I'm just so frustrated. The first card you have for your past is the Ten of Wands, the card of frustration. So yeah, I think obviously this man is trying to get to where he wants to go and he's really kind of struggling. He's going along really slowly. He can't see where he's going properly. So, I think that, you could have been in the middle of something at this time, right in the middle of something actually. Maybe you were studying or maybe you were training in something or working on something. I am seeing some kind of learning around this. So if you were learning, if you were working, it was some kind of, you were doing some kind of learning while you were working, so it's some learning involved. And I think you knew that this was really worth doing. It was like you knew that you needed to keep going. Whatever this was really, really important to you too. You could see the ending, and you knew that when the end came, this was really going to be worth it. I'm seeing money as well. You will get that reward at the end of this, but other things as well. But I think at this time you're at a stage where you might have, you'd moved on from the beginning of this when you started, when things were a bit more, when you're a bit more enthusiastic. But you're at the stage where you couldn't see the end either, so you're kind of right in the middle and you couldn't see anything. And I think when you've moved ahead a bit more and you're able to see the ending, or you're able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, this is going to push you over the finish line. But you weren't there at this time, you just weren't there yet. And I think you probably found it quite hard to concentrate actually. I'm seeing your mind kind of wandering off into all different places. It might have been, like everything else apart from this one thing that you were supposed to do seemed interesting and fun, even if it was a boring thing, even if it was, washing the dishes or wiping up something. Anything seemed more interesting than this thing. You were probably scrolling around on your phone and getting mad at yourself. Why am I doing this? I've got to get this done, but I can't concentrate. That's the kind of thing I'm getting around this. And if this is resonating with you and you're still in this, maybe try to do something like take yourself completely out of this workplace for a while, out of this space, go somewhere different, go for a walk, go out, go to a different town or a different place for a while. Just do something very, very different. And you might feel as if you don't have time to go anywhere, you just have to be stuck there. But what I'm seeing is while you're stuck there in this kind of negative headspace, you're actually wasting time. You'd probably waste less time if you went out, got a clear head, and then came back again, if that all makes sense. And also sometimes little things like, changing where you sit can help as well. Moving your desk around, sitting in another place, that can help sometimes as well. But I think whatever happens, I am seeing you finishing this anyway, even if you don't do any of these things. You should, it would help you, but I don't want to tell you what to do, but I think you will finish this anyway. The man on this card, he's struggling, but he's still walking, he's still getting there. So even if you can't see where he's going, but obviously he would get there faster if he dropped some of these wands. And so that's what I'm trying to encourage you to do. Drop some of the wands. Is that table moving? No, it's not. It's just the light flickering. It just looks like it's moving. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm just looking at this because I've got my... I won't talk about that. Right, so the next card... Sorry about that. The next card... I've had so many technical problems that I'm kind of talking to myself about them. The next card you have, this is about you in your reading, is the Nine of Cups. So, yeah, I'm still feeling there is still some demotivation around this, and I think you might have even been feeling a little bit, maybe even a little bit down on yourself, frustrated with yourself, thinking, why am I like this? Why aren't I getting this done? I'm hopeless, I can't do this. You're not hopeless, don't think that. But I can understand when you get like that, that's how you think. So again, if you're going through all of this, try not to compare yourself. This is what I'm seeing in this card. Try not to compare yourself with other people, because then you'll start to perceive everyone, no matter who it is, as doing better than you, no matter who it is, or being better off than you. or being better at everything than you. And of course they're not. Nobody is. Nobody's better at anything than anyone else. Well, some people have areas of expertise, but generally in life, people all have ups and downs. They all have problems. They all have things they struggle with. And, your feelings probably, mine knows that, but your feelings probably didn't know that at the time. So if you look at the man on this card, this looks a little bit like a selfie, actually. He looks like he's sitting in front of some trophies. And that's what these cups look like to me. And he's saying, look at all these things I've achieved. Look what I've done. Look at this. So again, don't compare yourself to other people. And because I'm seeing this looks like a selfie, because that's what I'm seeing. Also, when you're like this, don't look at social media. Don't kind of, whatever you do, don't start scrolling and looking up and down at people who are, have perfect hair and perfect smile and perfect makeup and perfect teeth and perfect houses and perfect cars and all of that kind of thing. Because you'll start feeling more negative about yourself. Now, there's nothing wrong with taking pictures of yourself. There's nothing wrong with being on social media. I'm on there. There's nothing wrong with looking at other people. But when you're at this state, when you're very frustrated with yourself and you're kind of putting yourself down a bit, all I'm saying is that is a bad time for you to look at these things. So put your phone down, put that stuff away, get out, do some things, and then come back and focus on this. And it sounds like I'm telling you what to do. I don't mean to. That's just what I'm seeing. Someone kind of just needs to hear that. That's what I'm seeing. The last card you have for your past is the 9 of Wands. So yeah, I know I'm going to sound repetitive because I'm seeing the same thing again in this card. Again, you're trying to push yourself forward with this thing, but you weren't able to really focus properly. Your head wasn't really ready to focus, and you needed to get a clear head to enable you to do this. I'm saying that because I'm looking at the man with the bandage around his head, and he doesn't have a clear head. Obviously, if you've been injured in your head is not clear, obviously. So I think you were kind of at this stage where your head wasn't clear, but you kind of knew that you had to somehow try and push yourself through this. Now, this card can sometimes also be about a soldier who's been through a great big battle. He's been through the first half of the battle. He's really exhausted. He knows that he still has the second half to go, and he has to push himself to do it. He feels like he wants to be in bed, actually, but he can't. He has to keep going. The other thing I'm seeing here is that I know this won't resonate with everyone, but I have to say this. I'm just looking at this row of wands, and everything's in order. This row is in order, and this man looks as if he's part of this row of wands. So I don't know if this is going to make sense, but if you're working on this, if you're still working on this, and this is something that you're writing, maybe you could mix things around by working on the end section or a random part of this that you're working on. I'm just seeing that you might be stuck in the order of things, thinking that you need to work from the beginning to the end. But sometimes, changing the order around might help you. What I mean by that is, if you start on, instead of thinking, right, I'm in section 1, then I have to work on section 2, then I have to work on 4, 5, till I get to section 10. Start working on section 10. And work on section 3, and then work on section 5, and then it might inspire you to see what needs to go in between that, and you can start kind of filling in the gaps, if that makes sense. And I don't know if this is creative. It probably isn't, but I just want to give you this as an example. Creative writers often get writer's block, and what they do is they start at the ending of the story or in the middle, and then everything kind of grows around that organically. So don't be so rigid. First of all, don't think, right, I have to sit at this desk till I'm finished, get out and do something, change it around, move somewhere else. And also don't be so rigid in the order of things. Think, okay, I can start at the end or in the middle or here, or if I have an idea that just springs into my head, I can start working on that bit. So be a bit flexible, and that will make you open up your mind and make that a bit more flexible and make it a bit more easy for you. And I'm really sorry if that sounded like a lecture, like I was telling you what to do, because I've had people in the comments say, oh, you're just telling us what to do, you're patronizing. And I really, really don't want to patronize anyone. I absolutely do not. I'm just seeing this, and I'm seeing things that, you know, I've heard that have come in, that have been my experience, and I'm just trying to help whoever this is who's in the middle of this slump to get out of this and push them forward and get this finished for them. That's all I'm trying to do. So the first card you have, your present, is Temperance. I think this is about someone who you haven't seen for a while, this card, and I'm seeing you might be meeting in the middle with someone, coming back into balance with someone, and I think you did have some kind of a thing with, not a falling out, but I think there was a big distance I'm seeing between you and someone else. And I think it was over a long time. I think you were around this person for a long time, then there was a distance for a long time. Because what I'm seeing is that you're going to get back into contact with someone, probably, and you're going to have to get to know them all over again. So there has been a big time. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that the distance that you had was over a long time. I hope that makes sense. So whoever this is has changed a lot as well. They really have changed. They might have been in a bad way, actually, maybe even mentally. I'm not seeing a huge mental health problem with them, but I think they did struggle emotionally with some things, and they got themselves out of this eventually. They've really, really changed. This Temperance card can be about alchemy, about using a bad situation and moving forward from that to make yourself, get yourself into a better situation. And I think that's what this person did. And you're blending again. You're going to come together, connect again, and blend again, just like this beautiful angel is blending these 2 cups of water. And the other thing I'm seeing is this could have been a past love connection, because there's a lot of passion. I'm seeing these red fiery wings on this angel again, and this is about passion. So I think this might be a past love connection, and I think you're going to find that this person's really changed. I keep on seeing that. Now, I don't know if this is someone who you're going to get back together with. Excuse me if I just had a hiccup, sorry about that. If this is an ex, but I think you will connect with him in some way, and you're going to have some kind of conversation with them. I'm sorry, I just hit my microphone. I hope that didn't annoy you. I'm having so many technical problems. I'm going to focus on this, not on that. So yeah, you'll definitely be connecting with this person, and I think you're going to see them. I think you're going to see this change in them, and you're going to see them in a totally different light to what you saw before, to the way you saw them before. That's what I'm seeing in that card. Right, so the next card you have for your present is the 3 of Wands. I am concentrating. So yeah, again, whoever this is, had a lot of mental blocks. They had a lot of internal problems, and that might have prevented them from moving forward in their life. Maybe this was something that you found very frustrating about them. You might have been trying to encourage them to move forward in their life, do things, but they weren't motivated. I'm seeing this person might have struggled to make decisions in their life. Maybe they were really stuck waiting for things to happen but not actually doing anything about it, because the man in this card's just standing there, not actually doing anything, looking out into the water but not taking action. And maybe, I don't know, but this might have been one of the reasons why you separated. It might not have been, but there is a lot of frustration around that, about this person's lack of get up and go. But yes, they've changed, and I think they came to some kind of realization that they had to start taking action. I don't know if they got some kind of outside help to enable them to do that, but I don't know if it's going to be too late for you to get back together again. You might not want to do that, but this is love. I am seeing love in this connection. But I am seeing you feeling happy to see that they've changed, and I am seeing you happy to get that kind of closure with them, or that kind of contentment that, yes, finally they've changed and they've moved forward in their lives. Now, you may start something up with them, you may start communicating again, you may start moving forward with them, or you may not, but you are going to connect with them in some way. And I am seeing some kind of contentment or closure around that. So the last card you have your present is the Devil. Yes, the horrible old devil. who has been around me lately, I think, with all of these technical problems I've been having. But yeah, so okay, so what I'm seeing in this card is this person has definitely changed. I'm seeing that. There still could be some kind of crucial thing that they might not be telling you at this time. I think they probably won't tell you at this first meeting, but I think if you keep up with this connection, if you grow closer, if you keep on having more contact with them, down the line, they will probably tell you. They'll probably tell you this eventually. If you look at this devil, he's sitting on top of a box. Now, you probably might not be able to see that. Okay, I'll move that so you can see that on camera. There, so now you can see that box. So he's sitting on top of this kind of rectangular box, and this couple are chained to this box. And, you know, something's inside this box and we can't see what it is. It's dark, it's closed, it's probably locked, it's chained up. So we don't know what's inside that box. Now, I think, so that's telling me that there is something hidden that they're not going to tell you at this first meeting. And I think you kind of suspected something was going on with them. Now, what I'm seeing is that this person might have had some kind of addiction problem. That doesn't necessarily have to mean drugs or alcohol. It could be many, many things, even people. It might be that you weren't aware of this because whatever this was being hidden. But because I was seeing in the Three of Wands that they didn't have any get up and go, that can be around addiction sometimes, because people who are addicted are only focused on whatever they're addicted to. They have no other ambitions. They have no other kind of get up and go. What's another word that means get up and go? I don't know. They just have no kind of excitement in anything else. They just only focused on their addiction. So that might have been why they weren't moving ahead in their lives. It might have been because of this. Now, what I'm seeing is that, when you were around this person, they were chained to whatever this was, and you could have been chained to them, stuck to them, trying to help them sort things out, trying to help them sort their lives out, and they just weren't. They were just stuck there. So when you see this person again, if you haven't already, I think you are going to be open to talking to them, but you are probably going to be very cautious, because you are going to see that they have changed. You're going to see a huge change in them, but you're still going to be taking things very, very slowly, because there's no way that you're going to go back into that position that you were in before. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your future is the Eight of Pentacles. So yeah, this is relating to the Ten of Wands, I think, because you are going to have a breakthrough, I think, with whatever this work thing is. And obviously the man on this card's concentrating. He's churning out a lot of work. So this is, I think this is really coming. This breakthrough is really coming to you. You're going to come to a point where things are really going to start to flow out of you a lot easier, a lot of ideas, a lot of things. They're just going to flow. I'm actually seeing you at a keyboard tapping away really quickly, and lots of volumes of words and work and everything else are going to come out of that, if that's the kind of work you're doing. But it's huge volumes of work are going to come from you. It's like you're going to achieve more in an hour than you used to achieve in a whole day. That's what it's like when you're in the flow. It's like you're in this zone and you're just kind of working and working and working, and nothing can stop you. Everything's just flowing from you. It's an amazing state to be in. And something's just going to click inside you, and that's going to be this breakthrough, and that's going to make you kind of go ahead quickly. It's going to be a bit like a starting gun on a race for you. It's going to go off, boom, and you're just going to run. Now, you also might be distancing yourself from a lot of people at this time, not because you don't like them. There's a plane going past. Go away. It's not going to just go. A whole plane is not just going to go away because I say go away. You're distancing yourself from a lot of people, and this is just because you don't have time to be around people. You're just going to have so much work that you're doing, and you're going to be so focused that you have no time for people. So you're going to be switching your phone off to stop it from going beep when you're trying to do work. And also, this is going to include this person in the Temperance card. You're not going to have a lot of time for them, even though I am seeing you probably connecting with them again. I'm getting this feeling that they really, really want to build up this connection again with you. So you might be feeling a little bit of a struggle around this, a little bit of a tug of war around this between spending time with them and finishing off this work. But you're not going to give your time to them. You're going to make it quite clear that you have this work to do and nothing's going to stop you from doing it. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your future is the Knight of Wands. So yeah, you are going to struggle with them, because I think this is how you're going to be seeing this person. Rushing in too quickly, wanting to communicate with you a lot, wanting loyalty. They want to make sure that they have your trust. They're a little bit uneasy, they're a bit unsure about you. They're really going to want to ensure that you're with them again. You're not going to disappear or go away or decide not to talk to them again. They really want to hold on to you. They want to hold that. And they're going to try to do that by force, like this Knight. And they're going to learn that they can't do that by force. They can't control what other people do. This Knight's trying to rush in quickly. He's trying to get what he wants, but he's not in control of this. He's not in control of this horse. The horse is jumping up and down. It's out of control. So if this is resonating with you, you are going to have a bit of a hard time trying to slow this person down, because you'll have so much else going on in your head with all of this work and everything else. And your instincts as well, as I was seeing in the Devil card, they're going to be telling you to take things slowly. So don't let this person rush you. Whatever you do, take as much time as you need. Just explain that you need time. Say that, if you do want to keep up with this connection, you can see that they've changed. Just say to them, look, I do want to keep this up. I do want to connect with you. I do want to talk with you. But this is a practical thing. It's not because I don't want to be around you. It's because I have to finish this. I really just need to finish this. It's not you. I'm not seeing other people either, because I just cannot. I've just got too much on my plate. I have to get this done. Also, you must realize that because of what's happened between us in the past, I really need to take my time. I have to take things slowly. Just be upfront and just explain it to them. That's all I'm seeing there, if this is resonating with you.